What if I told you I made $300 on Whatnot in just 10 minutes? Sounds crazy, right? Well, today I'm gonna break down exactly how I did it and how you can too. What is going on, beautiful people? It is your boy Ray, and welcome to another fantastic episode of the Nashville Flippers. And if you don't know me or you haven't checked out the channel before, I love sharing tips about reselling and live selling to help you grow your business. And our favorite platform to sell on is Whatnot. We have over 9,000 followers. We've sold over 6,000 items, and we have over 1,000 five-star reviews. So we know a little bit too about Whatnot. And so today we're going to talk about how I made $300 in just 10 minutes on the Whatnot platform. We're going to talk about the preparation that needs to go before you do a live show like this, the setup that I had to maximize exactly what you're going to sell in your time, and I'm going to show you exactly the breakdown with all the fees taken out of what I took home. And at the end, you're going to want to stick around because I'm going to give you some nuggets for you to become successful on Whatnot. So without further ado, let's get into it, baby. So down in the description below of this video, if you have never purchased anything on Whatnot and you want to purchase something, click on the link. It's going to give you a free 15 free dollars that you can use on the Whatnot platform. You can use it on our stream. You can use it on anybody else's stream on the Whatnot platform. And if you have ever thought about selling on the Whatnot platform, there is a link that I have that's going to give you a instant approval to sell on the app. All right, guys, Future Ray here, and I almost forgot to mention this, and this is super crucial, but for all first-time sellers, Whatnot is actually matching up to $150 of whatever you sell within the first 7 days of you signing up, okay? So if you have a show and you sell $150 worth of stuff, you'll get $150 extra on top of it. So if you sell $10 worth of stuff, you get $10 on top of what you sold. If you sold $30 worth of stuff, you get $30 on top of what you sold. So that's a crazy incentive for you guys to sign up and go ahead and put on your show, because you're just making money. You're making money. So click the link down below, sign up, instant approval, and you get up to $150 matched from Whatnot. It's a no-brainer. And you too can make $300 in 10 minutes. And I know I keep saying that, but at the end of the video, I'm gonna break down all the numbers for you so you can see the transparency that I have. So click the links, get 15 free dollars. Click the link, get instant approval, guys. So the number one thing that I did to be able to make $300 in 10 minutes is that when you start selling on Whatnot, you have to be consistent. Consistency is key on this platform. If people don't see that you're selling on the Whatnot platform, they're not gonna come to your shows. So consistency is absolutely key, so people can see that you are selling amazing stuff, shipping your items on time, and doing what you need to do to be a good seller on this platform. Selling on Whatnot is not like selling on all the other reselling platforms. It's not like eBay, it's not like Poshmark, it's not like Mercari or any other of the platforms. You can't just list it and forget it. This is a 50% reselling app, 50% social media platform. And if you don't like that, I'm sorry, guys. This platform may not be for you. And the reason why I say that is because community on the Whatnot app, it's like next to none. It's super important for you to be able to become a successful seller, because they're not only buying the stuff that you're selling because they want it, they're buying it because you're selling it to them. You have to be a salesman per se. And I know for a lot of you that sounds scary, but I know that you can do it. You could do it. And the way that I made the $300 in 10 minutes is because I got invited to something called a raid train. So let me explain to you what a raid train is. For me to explain to you what a raid train is, I have to explain to you what a raid is on the Whatnot platform. So on the Whatnot platform, whenever you have an auction and your auction ends, when you're done selling on the platform, you can click on a box and send everybody that's in your show to a different show, which is super cool. So if you have friends or anybody that you want to support, anybody that's in your show, you can send them to that show. So for example, if I'm doing a show and I have one of you guys doing a show right after me or during me, and I'm like, okay, I have 30 people that are watching on my show, I am going to send all these 30 people over to somebody else. So that increases the amount of buyers in their show. So with that being said, a raid train is when someone organizes a group of sellers on a particular time, and they start at a certain time, and they have another person go after them, and another person go after them, and another person go after them. So they have a scheduled time to where each and every one of those people are going to sell on Whatnot. And so when, for instance, my friend SSK Promo is selling on Whatnot, and he sends all the people over to my friend Kristen a Rural Squirrel, and then she sends all her friends over to Joe with I Flip That, and then they send all the people to Brendan Big Time Flips. So that's what a raid train is. But the thing is that everything has to be super organized, and people have to sign up to be on a raid train. And then the organizers of the raid train are usually really big Whatnot sellers that have a huge following. And so that brings a lot of people on the raid train, and usually the raid trains are themed. For instance, I am currently filming this in July, and my friend SSK Promo, Ken usually has a raid train called Christmas in July. So those are Christmas themed shows that everybody can jump on the raid train and sell Christmas themed items or things that people would want during the actual Christmas time. But for this instance, the way that I made the $300 in 10 minutes, the theme of the shows, and not all raid trains have to have themes. The raid train was set up by CC Boomerang Echo, which she is a huge seller on Whatnot, and I was invited to be part of the raid train. And the way that you can be invited to this raid trains is that you just have to be part of the community. Like I said, be part of the community, go on people's shows. You don't necessarily have to spend money. Just type in there, be part of it. You know, again, this is kind of like a social media platform, and you'll get invited to the show. And in this case, she has a raid train, which the time frame is 10 minutes. Now, some raid trains can be 30 minutes, an hour, 20 minutes, however your time slot is. But I was on the 6:30 time slot. It's a 10-minute show, and my plan was actually to sell $500 worth of items. But because of the 10-minute increment of time that I only had, I was not able to run all the items that I wanted to run in those 10 minutes, which was super stressful. So if you're new to Whatnot, try to get involved in raid trains. It's a good way for you to grow. It's a good way for you to gain exposure, and it's a good way for you to make money. So let's talk about my setup before the show, because this was super crucial, because I knew I was only gonna have 10 minutes to sell the amount of items that I wanted to run to meet my goal of $500. And as you know, I didn't meet that goal. I'm still pleased with the $300, but the planning ahead was super crucial because I knew I had to run things quick and I had to run things fast. So the first thing that I did to be able to meet my goal of $500, which I didn't meet again, is that I listed all the items that I was selling on my show, in my show. So on the Whatnot platform, whenever you schedule a show, you can either pull the items during the show and sell them right there, or you can pre-list the items so you can have the weight already in there, you can have pictures already in there, and it's just a good way for you to get ahead and you're not scrambling or fumbling through a lot of things. So that was the first important thing that I did to be able to sell everything super fast in that 10-minute time frame. So the next thing that I did, which I'm so glad that I did this because this was an absolute game changer, is that the items that I was gonna run during the auction, I went ahead and laid them all out on a table in the order that I was gonna run the auction. So I just grabbed my phone, I just hit, we're running this video game, we're running this video game, we're running this controller, we're running this, and we're just hitting next, and we're just hitting next. So I'm not having to fiddle around with, okay, let me find this, let me find that. Everything is already laid out. I'm not even holding up the item. The camera is facing the item, and I'm like, okay, we're running Mario RPG, let's go. And then 10 seconds on the clock. we're running this next, and we're running that next. So it was really quick and it was really efficient to be able to hit that 10-minute time mark. Another thing that I did to be able to sell the $300 in 10 minutes was that the items that I knew that were gonna sell for more, I ran those for 10 seconds with a 3-second restart, so people would bid on an item, and if it was just gonna keep going up and keep going up, they would have a 3-second restart. Now, because it was only 10 minutes, the items that I kinda didn't know if they were gonna sell for a lot of money, I just ran those for a 10-second sudden death. Now, what the 10-second sudden death does is that it's sudden death. When the time runs out, the time runs out. It doesn't keep going like I did with the higher cost items that I think that were gonna make more money. So in 10 seconds, I was able to run one item, the next 10 seconds, another item, and the next 10 seconds, another item. And that kind of gives a sense of urgency to the buyers to go ahead and bid because, hey, they're not going to get another opportunity to bid. All right. So let's get into the numbers because I know that a majority of the people here want to know exactly what was made after fees and after cost of goods. I did want to tell you guys this. I actually did a video breaking down exactly every little fee, every little cost of goods, every little shipping thing on the Whatnot platform in a different video. And I'm actually going to link that video in the description so you guys can watch it. It's a great video. It was one of my first Whatnot shows ever. And so I did a spreadsheet, plug and play, all that good stuff. And if you want the actual spreadsheet, let me know because I'm super interested to see who actually wants that. So send me an email. The email's down at the bottom. All right. So here we are. This is actually the shipping section here on Whatnot. And it's going to tell us exactly what the numbers, what the breakdowns were, all the good stuff. So with that being said, let's look into it, and I will blur out some addresses if need to. So as you can see, we did $605 in sales, that's super awesome. The estimated earnings, this is after all the Whatnot fees are taken out, is $271.56, which is awesome. Now, with that being said, that is not deducting the cost of goods that I spent to purchase all the items. Now, the good thing about this video, or the good thing about me purchasing these items, is that my Walmart is currently remodeling, and majority, all the items really, were new in box and they were on clearance. The video games I paid $5 to $10 for, and the controllers, again, I paid $5 to $10 for. So my cost of goods was around $100. Let's just say $100. It was probably like $105.78 or whatever. So let's just say it's $100 for the cost of goods. So if we take away the cost of goods, it's going to be $171.56. But guys, we made that take home in 10 minutes, which is super awesome. And as you can see here, they deducted 78 cents because we did do a giveaway. We did purchase a Starbucks gift card. So that's really like $105 or $110. Let's just say 110. Okay. I know I already talked about it. If you want to see a really good breakdown, click down the link down in the description. You're going to love it. So it's 100, and let's say we made $171. Okay, guys, which is super awesome. And as you can see here, this is the shipping, how shipping looks. We sold 21 items, but we only have 11 shipments, which is super awesome. And again, all the buyers pay for their own shipping. I don't pay for any shipping out of my own pocket unless it's a giveaway. And that's how I do it. Different people do it different ways, but that's how I do it to be able to make the best bang for my buck, and I'm not getting any money taken out of my pocket. So let's take a look at this right here. As you can see, we sold the Mario RPG, and we are going to blur the addresses. So if we actually click on the item that we sold, it gives us a breakdown of all the fees. So we sold the video game for $21. The buyer paid $1.65 in taxes. The buyer paid $4.29 in shipping, and the commission was through Whatnot was $1.05, and then the fees 2.9 processing fee and a 30-cent processing fee. That's $1.08, which the total fees were $2.13. So out of that sale, we made $18.87, baby. So that's not bad because it took less than 10 seconds to sell that item. I don't know anywhere in the world where you can make $18 in 7 seconds or 10 seconds. So if you're a new seller on Whatnot, you might be thinking, all this is cool and all, but I could never do that. But trust me guys, you can do it too. About 3 years ago, I would have never thought that I could make $300 in 10 minutes. And look at us now, baby. So I just want to encourage you, start small, stay consistent on the Whatnot platform, and don't be afraid to just put yourself out there. Learn how to engage with the audience and be sure to use the tools that Whatnot gives you to be able to succeed through raids, promos, giveaways, and other things like that. So if I can do it, I know you can do it too. And that's how I made $300 in 10 minutes on Whatnot. By leveraging raid trains, being consistent, having a great setup, and just keeping the energy high, baby. And guys, if you like videos like this, make sure you check out this playlist with a bunch of different Whatnot tips and tricks to help you succeed on Whatnot. And if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. And like always, my name is Ray, and we will catch you on the flip side. See y'all and God bless. Peace.